the Middle East offshore Jacob Briggs and all the maritime experts are actually expecting a positive and a very promising future to the offshore industry. We can never do it without being and without interviewing one of the and the only Arab classification society, Tasnif, that actually succeeded, especially in 2016, to diversify its businesses and establish new subsidiaries to serve the industry. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Walid Al-Tamimi, the General Manager of Tasnif Maritime and the Chief Operating Officer of Tasnif, in order to tell us more about his prospects on the current state of the offshore market and how does Tasnif implementing new technology in order to excel in the market. Welcome, Mr. Walid, to Marasi News TV.
Thank you very much.
So, as you see today in the event, everybody is actually promising that the offshore market is going to revive and is going to be promising for the next year. How would the statement? How do you agree with the statement, and how can you see the offshore market nowadays, especially in the MENA region?
The offshore market is quite big, and there are different types of things to be involved in. For example, for classification society, we see different opportunities. Let's say about the platforms, the fixed platforms, because a lot of companies want to save money, they will be reluctant on replacing these platforms and be asking for extension of their service lifetime. Here, where we can get involved in analyzing the existing platform conditions and certifying them to be used for extended life as a much cheaper alternative than replacing the whole platform. And as well as other opportunities for asset integrity is one of our subsidiaries, to look at the equipment in more details to make sure that they are still functioning properly with the acceptable level of safety, rather than changing oil equipment as many oil companies used to do before when they had a good income.
In a very short time, less than 5 years, Tasnif has succeeded to diversify its businesses and establishing of new subsidiaries like Tasnif Asset Integrity, Tasnif Maritime Services, Tasnif Academy, and others beneficial subsidiaries to the maritime industry. Do you think this is the right move for Tasnif nowadays in such a challenging market? And how would Tasnif Maritime add value to the offshore market?
It's important to diversify our business, and you cannot rely on one kind of business, which is classification activity. And the other advantage that we complement each other in our subsidiaries. When we go to a certain customer, he would like to see a one-stop shop for him for all the services he's requiring, whether classification of whole platform, inspection of specifying the whole platform, or inspection of small components inside the platform, or even certifying his activity, like our business assurance can certify and issue ISO certification for different kind of administration levels and management levels within one company. So having different solutions for the customer encourage him to have more business with us, and I think it was the right time despite the worldwide recession we have.
You have mentioned a very interesting point, which is being a one-stop shop serving the maritime industry, not only in the UAE but in the MENA region. This can never be done without implementing the new technology. Nowadays, the industry is witnessing a paradigm shift in technology and smart services. So, to what extent Tasnif Maritime, or Tasnif in specific, is implementing new technology in its operations?
We are updating the tools we are having. For example, today, we are trying to use the latest software available to serve our customer and also to monitor our classification activity. In the offshore market specifically, we are using new tools to analyze the platforms to make sure that we have proper information and very detailed modeling of the structure with a lot of data using the latest software available in the market in order to have a good confidence of the asset integrity rather than relying on vague or big safety margins that was used before. Now things are very refined, and you can go with more I would say safety, and at the same time reduce like scanning requirement and other things.
So you mentioned about to use like a cost-effective solutions or this more like a solution in order to cope up with the current status. What would be the other solutions for Tasnif Maritime in order to cope up with the current challenges in the market?
We need to optimize our processes within Tasnif itself. We need to be very efficient for our customer so he can receive a competitive price and be comfortable going with us.
And as an expert working in the maritime industry, what would be your prospects in the maritime industry, specifically in the offshore market, for 2018?
I think 2018 will see a stable year. I don't think there will be more downturn. There is like to have upturn by the end of 2018, and population is increasing all around the world, and demand will be increasing definitely.
Thank you so much for being with us on Marasi TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
In spite of the current challenges that actually facing the maritime industry, especially in the MENA region, RINA Dubai has successfully diversified its solutions in order to better serve the industry and overcome the current challenges. Today, I'm having Mr. Andrea Di Bella, the Managing Director of RINA Dubai, in order to tell us more about RINA solutions and their actually way to overcome all the current challenges in the industry. Welcome, Mr. Andrea, to Marasi News TV.
Thank you very much.
Today we're speaking about the offshore industry in the Middle East, offshore jack-up rigs, and everybody is optimistic about the offshore sector. It's backing up again, and a lot of potential projects are coming up to the UAE. How do you see the maritime and offshore sector are performing in the UAE currently?
Well, for sure there has been a shock with the oil price, and this has affected in the past months many projects. But I think that somehow the industry has succeeded in setting new standards, and is now I can see that there are many projects coming out recently, both there are many projects mainly in the offshore support vessels sector, but at the same time I can see that for what concerns jack-up drilling rigs, there are a number of rigs that has been mobilized again and put again to work. So I can see that there are a number of signals that are saying that the market is recovering, or at least the market is able now to work with the present oil price. And we as RINA, we are trying as well, as you said, to diversify, but not only. I think that in order to give proper support to our clients, it is essential not only to be competitive in terms of price, but also to be quick. And so we are facing a phase of internal reorganization in order to streamline our process, in order to be able to give even quicker answer to our clients. So this is what is happening nowadays.
And you spoke about RINA contribution to be competitive and diversify its businesses to overcome the current challenges. To what extent RINA can actually come with better solutions to overcome the challenges and to add a great value to the current offshore industry?
Well, you know, in the offshore industry, one of the main aspects is timing. Really, for a ship owner involved in the offshore, timing is definitely the best. Time is the most important asset they do have. So, keeping this in mind, we understood that it is very much important in order to support them to be able to give the answer they need in really short time.
Thank you for the interview, Mr. Andrea.
More than welcome. Thanks a lot.